Fire, The Word Alive, and Archers. All solid. It's going to go down Saturday night, October the 5th, at the House of Blues. A couple of weeks away. Ticketmaster.com has the details for you. You strike out here. You can buy tickets there. Got all the info. Asking Alexandria in the headlining spot there on the All My Friends tour. This pair of tickets for caller 10. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show.
You guys are a bunch of morons, and I love it.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Vampire myth? What are they talking about? Myth? Oh, come on, man. I was reading about a documentary. It's going to drop on Netflix. You know where one of the major cells of vampires is in the United States? Dayton, Ohio.
Oh.
Makes sense, right?
Maybe Dick from Dayton's a vampire.
Yeah, maybe. It sure plays a mandolin like a vampire. I don't even know what that means. Vampires in Gem City. Did you even know that Dayton is referred to as Gem City?
I did not know that.
This is a documentary. It sounds like they really have kind of bent this, though, into something it's not. I think this was a documentary that began as a missing persons, like a true crime thing, and then the guy directing it, it sounds like he pivoted to vampires after maybe coming up short on something else, but they're purporting that the largest coven of vampires outside of New Orleans is in Dayton, Ohio. And people are talking about this show that's going to drop pretty soon.
People shocked that the largest vampire coven outside of New Orleans is in Dayton, Ohio. You shouldn't be. Ohio's super weird. Apparently there's an upcoming Netflix documentary about this vampire cult in Dayton that I will absolutely be watching. But my point is, people love to talk shit on Ohio, talk about how boring it is, and how it's just why would anyone be in Ohio? Because it's super weird, okay?
Ohio is super weird, and allegedly vampires in Dayton. Now, that makes Dayton exponentially more interesting to me. But it feels more like, when you read the story, it feels more like there's a bunch of LARPers around Dayton, and one of these cops. You know how they always
they're LARPing, and the cops come up to them, and they're just like bat, and then they scurry away.
Yeah,
they can't actually turn into a bat.
Hello, fellow kids. Yeah, we've all seen kind of the true crime. You know, if you watch a lot of Forensic Files and things like that, local law enforcement is always very, very quick to ascribe some kind of occult tone to something that could very simply be a missing persons case. You know, when Marilyn Manson was at his height in the late 90s, the height of his public relations powers, anytime he would go on tour, you would always see tons of protesters because, of course, there were parents and law enforcement that were convinced that Marilyn Manson fans were going to be driven to murder and mayhem and animal sacrifice and all this nonsense. And so I don't know when this Netflix documentary is set to drop, but it's going to put a spotlight on Dayton, Ohio that they might not want. I mean, we played a clip last week of a guy getting all upset at the mere notion that there were vampires there.
Some 18 years ago, I left Dayton, Ohio, with 2 very bad knees and a dream to become a Major League Baseball player. I thank God that the dream came true.
Now, I don't know who that guy is, but he was allegedly caught up with vampires in Dayton, Ohio, which was what forced him out of town. Of course, vampires known for their bad knees. That's why they lurch, or they, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, people are talking about Dayton. Some people pointing out that Dayton, they're confused. Dayton sucks the life out of people, and that's what's confusing them. I can tell you I've never spent any time in Dayton, Ohio. But living as long as I have now in Cleveland, another city that I think unfairly gets a bad rap, maybe Dayton is along those lines. It doesn't help that the word Ohio has become synonymous with Gen Alpha slang for dull and boring. But again, as I read the story, it feels like a guy who was making a documentary about missing people and then pivoted to, maybe it's because of vampires. Which, listen, that's creative. You have to be resourceful when you're making one of these movies. But if you're thinking, Alan, I'm not really into vampires this spooky season, are there any new movies about zombies? And you're in luck. If you prefer zombie movies, they're going to start filming The Passion of the Christ 2 with Jim Caviezel coming back as Jesus and Mel Gibson behind the camera. I don't know what the story will be. I don't know how they will. I don't know. You know, this was a joke for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Passion of the Christ. What are they going to make it?
Had a bunch of fun title ideas.
We were throwing it around a while ago.
Yeah.
And now it's come to fruition. They're going to start filming a sequel to The Passion of the Christ in early 2025. Mel Gibson is currently scouting locations in Malta. And Jim Caviezel, who in real life is like some weird MAGA-adjacent kind of dude. He's one of these guys who's convinced that everyone's being abducted and forced into some kind of Democrat pizza basement. That's Jim Caviezel in real life. There was a time where he was a legitimate actor, but now he basically shows up to do this kind of stuff. I guess it's called The Passion of the Christ Resurrection. Oh. But that was also the subtitle of an Alien movie, so do with that whatever you see fit.
And a Matrix movie.
Yeah.
Are you want to hear my ones? A little recap of these?
Yep.
All right, so you got Passion of the Christ 2, Jehovah Strikes Back.
Yep.
Passion of the Christ 2, Pray Harder.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Reloaded.
Yeah.
Passion of the Christ 2, The Winter Savior.
Mm-hmm. I like that one.
All right, Passion of the Christ. Oh, P2, Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Passion of the Christ 2, Christ Control.
Uh-huh.
Little nod to Cruise Control,
Yeah.
Speed 2.
Yeah.
Two Christ, Two Passion.
I was going to say there's one with two twos in it.
Yeah.
Two Christ, two Passion.
My favorite is this one. I still know how you died for our sins last summer.
So there you go. Well, listen, these are all, you should really submit these to Mel Gibson's production company.
All right. And then there's Passion of the Christ 2, The Squeakquel.
Mm-hmm.
And Die Hard with a Passion.
Mm-hmm. Well, Passion of the Christ is already 20 years old.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think it was that
in
old.
the Philippines, yeah.
Okay.
It's been out for a long time.
And you'll recall it made a ton of money. 20 years ago.
I've still never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No, because it's like I read the book.
I watched it with my parents, and I cried. Because it's, I mean, this
you knew it was going to happen.
I did, but watching, he made that movie so graphic that I was like, and this was not, I was way past, being an active Catholic 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. But it was so intense watching this movie that I was like, oh my God. It was just, it reaffirmed for me at the time, by the way, that I do have something in there stirring around my black little heart. But yeah, that was an intense move. And that was like at home with my parents on the television. I didn't see it in the theater or anything like that. But I guess I didn't realize it was that old. Mel Gibson has been saying for a while he wanted to do another one.
Yeah,
now,
I wrote those in 2018.
Yeah, it's not like they have to write up a script. I mean, the story is all out there for you. They can just tighten it up. But maybe it'll be Jesus in hell or something. I don't know. That's the beauty of it. The source material's all made up, so you can do whatever you want to with the film and the sequel. But Mel Gibson and Jim Caviezel were early QAnon adopters, which seems downright quaint now when you go back and think about how everybody was concerned about the rise of QAnon. It positively pales in comparison to what the MAGA dopes have whipped into popular culture. But Mel Gibson is still making movies. I mean, he's kind of like, you know how Nicolas Cage for a while was doing a bunch of movies you'd never heard of, and then a couple of them hit, and now Nicolas Cage is very sought after now. He's doing like marquee prestige projects again. Mel Gibson has got a lot of movies that you've never heard of. Most of them that he's in. I don't know how many he's directed. But he can go back to that Passion of the Christ well, because I think he largely financed the first one himself. He couldn't get anybody to pay for a Jesus movie, and so he's like, fine, I'll do it, and the last laugh will be on you, and it was.
Yeah.
Because he made $600 million. So if he had to bankroll this one, he could. His latest movie is him and Mark Wahlberg, Birds of a Feather, called Flight Risk. That's the most current movie he has directed. And that's coming out October the 18th. That's the one. Have you seen the trailer for that, Flight Risk?
No.
Where Mark Wahlberg is...
Mark Wahlberg?
He's a secret hitman. And he's wearing a bald cap.
I feel like that's good to be.
It's one of these movies where they give
like,
away
if you're a
too
hitman,
much in the trailer.
You should probably be a secret hitman. You shouldn't be like, get out of my way, I'm a hitman. Who, me? I'm a hitman. And everybody knows
Yep,
it.
get out of my way. Yeah, so it's got him in a bald cap.
No, I can park there, I'm a hitman.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I want the not secret hitman movie now, the more I talk about it.
Here's Mark Wahlberg in a bald cap, if you want to see the photo of him. That, of course, he's in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
He's disguised as someone. But, yeah, it's one of those trailers. It's him. It's Topher Grace. That's a British actress named Michelle Dockery, who I think blew up from Downton Abbey. And it looks like kind of a Con Air ripoff, but the trailers now, man, they show you everything in trailers now. And so by the time, I guess they really want people to know whether or not they want to go see a movie. They're
What's
like,
it called?
Flight Risk. It's going to be in theaters on October the 18th. And I think maybe production studios now are like, we really want people to know what they're in for before they drop $11 on a ticket or whatever. So this trailer, if you've seen it, they give away a lot. I mean, they give away like the major plot point of the movie. And so I guess they have to figure, well, if these are people you want to see act and pretend to see other people, you'll go see this movie. But provided you can make money on a movie, all is forgiven. Like the Mel Gibson stuff is way in the past. Dayton is Slim Jim City. ConAgra Foods has a massive plant there that produces all the Slim Jims. Well, I guess Gem City sounds a little slicker than Slim Jim City.
Slim Jim City.
Yeah. What do they say, Bill? Step into a Slim Jim?
No, snap.
I'm sorry?
Snap. Snap.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Because they snap.
All right. Alan Dick from Dayton is definitely an energy vampire. Well, he's our own little Colin Robinson here on the Alan Cox Show. Alan, I believe it. I had a girl try to suck the life out of me at University of Dayton back in 1996.
I want to high-five you right now.
Yep, you do. I think I understand what that person is trying to say.
I totally get what they're talking about.
Yeah. And so that's Gem. You're thinking of the Nicki Minaj Gag City tour, not Gem City. Jim Caviezel was struck by lightning during the filming of the first one, apparently lesson not learned. Well, he probably got a pretty good cut from that movie. I can't imagine people were lining up to play Jesus for Mel Gibson. Maybe they were. This is 20 years ago. They probably were.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you're going to pay, if you want people to come see it, he probably cast Jim Caviezel because he was a true believer. You know, if there were A-listers lining up to play Jesus, there's only one reason you go with Jim Caviezel. It's because you're birds of a feather. but they don't. It doesn't say when that movie is going to be out. Josh in St. Louis. Hello.
Hey, Alan. How's it going, man?
What's up?
I just wanted to say that I'm not so interested in The Passion of the Christ 2 as much as I am The Passion of the Christ 3, where Jesus comes back, on the horse and kills everybody.
What is that one?
Revelations, baby.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the moon was as sackcloth and the seas as blood. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Comes back and all right, so he's looking.
They got a lot of world building before they get to that one, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that, and then also we're forgetting about the Warcraft movie that came out a few years ago with the guy from Preacher and Tulip from Preacher that were the king and queen. Did you guys ever see that show?
I tried to watch that.
I didn't see that.
And it did not grab me because I never played World of Warcraft, so.
Yeah.
But it does remind me
I
of the
don't play
Dungeons and
any
Dragons
video
movie
games.
with Chris Pine, and that was way better than it had to be.
I
That was
love that
very
movie.
entertaining.
That was a very fun movie.
And I never played D&D.
Did you like that movie, dude?
I compare both of ththose movies to each other because I think they're both silly and fun. And I don't play video games anyway, so I can enjoy it for what it is.
Okay. Maybe I'll give that Warcraft movie another shot.
Yeah.
It's stupid and silly, but it's a lot like that D&D movie that came out where it's not really taking itself seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's
All right,
all I
good.
have to say, guys.
Thank you,
Have a good
Josh.
day.
Thanks, pal. There's Josh
Love a
in
good
St.
quest
Louis.
in a movie.
Warcraft 2016, directed by David Bowie's kid. All right, well, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I assume that's based on World of Warcraft?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's got that Paula Patton in it. She was the one that Robin Thicke was with for a long time. She's super foxy. I like her.
Alan, baby. Corey Turbis Springs. Call back to Thursday, talking rom-coms. Probably like the J-Lo ones, Made in Manhattan, Wedding Planner. I mean, those are all right. She Loves Definitely Maybe with Ryan Reynolds and Rachel Weisz. Hotcha. And from a dude, if I had to throw one in, I don't know why, but P.S. I Love You. The ending with the jacket, I just started bawling for no reason. I don't know why. It came over me. Anyway, love you guys. Hate the show. Bye.
Do you know P.S.? When Bridget Linton was here last week, we got onto some tangent about rom-coms, which is short for what again?
Romedy comedy.
Romedy comedies. That's right. P.S. I Love You, if I remember correctly, was a Gerard Butler movie, but I didn't see it, and I don't remember what the premise of it was. But apparently it's making Corey in Tarpon Springs cry, sob, watching that movie. Ooh, that movie.
Hey guys, it's Matt in Macedonia. This is a message for Bill. How dare you, sir? How absolutely dare you besmirch the good name of the 1993 classic Super Mario Bros. I am in such a rage right now that if I were there, I would challenge you to fisticuffs. I would thrash you about the head and neck area, sir. Anyway, that's about it. Hate me, love you, have a good day, goodbye.
Wow.
How dare you?
I don't know that I've ever heard anyone go to the mat for Super Mario
I've had
Brothers.
other people DMing me and messaging me and emailing me going to no, it's a good movie.
Really?
I'm like, listen, you can like it. You're allowed to like it, but it is not a good movie.
I've never heard anybody say they liked it.
That is a bad movie.
I remember that being on the shelf when I was managing Blockbuster Video, and I remember anybody who ever checked it out, I think it was new then.
Yeah.
Anybody who checked it out brought it back. They were like,
what the hell was that?
What was this? Yeah, all right. Well, listen, he wants to...
they were originally
How
trying to
dare
cast
you?
Tom Hanks
in
that movie. And it almost happened because Tom Hanks people know Tom Hanks from being, like an A-list Academy Award winning actor, but he had a little lull there. Yeah,
the Man with One Red Shoe. Well, I mean, what was his early 90s lull, though?
I mean, he did like the
because that's when he had Sleepless in Seattle and You Got Mail. Those were massive.
You Got Mail was like 10 years or like 8 or 9 years later. But,
Okay.
But yeah, Sleepless in Seattle was massive. But if that didn't hit, that came out and it did well. But like, it's still, they were casting for this around that time.
Yeah.
Because it took them forever to actually make this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, he was almost in the Mario
Mario
movie.
or Luigi?
I think he was supposed to be Mario. And then went to Bob
Howdy,
Hoskins.
Alan. It's famous Cleveland native and film actor Tommy You-Know-Who. Here's a hint. I was in Volunteers with John Candy. I'm sorry I didn't reach out sooner, but I've been busy celebrating Cody's honor as the greatest sportscaster of all time.
You know, Tom Hanks has not checked in with us in a while.
David, wow.
He has not checked in with us in some time.
When did Poundcake leave the show? Like 3 years ago?
He's big timing us.
No, it's just how it was earlier this year, but it feels like
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
It's been a long 6 months.
Since
without
March.
him.
Yeah. But Tom Hanks has not checked in a while. And we'd love to hear from him again. He's still an A-lister. I don't care what you say.
Nice, great.
I'm going to take a break here. Hey, Sesanta. They're doing round 2 of the Sesanta Tour. Maynard Keenan is going to turn 61 next spring. And so Primus and Pussifer and A Perfect Circle are all going to do the show, all on stage at the same time. Oh, it'll be a cacophony of music and fun.